Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the 159th session of the online Optom Learning Series, OOLS. And for today's session, we have with us Madam Maheswari Srinivasan. She holds a master's in optometry degree, and currently she is also pursuing her PhD in optometry, whereby she is studying on the development of pedagogical methods to teach innovation to optometry students. She has a couple of fellowships to her credit. She is the fellow of the International Association of Contact Lens Educators, which is the IACL, and she is also a fellow of the Associations of Schools and Colleges of Optometry India, which is ASCO. She has over a decade of experience in teaching at various institutes at higher up positions. She has also received the prestigious IACL Travel Award, which is in association where she was actually privileged to attend a conference in the USA as well. Recently, I think she's also won some grants. She has won the Woman Entrepreneur Award for the Startup Pitch competition, which was conducted on Women's Day. And currently, she has ventured out and opened up her own innovative idea. She's the founder, CEO of Core Idea Innovations, which has a particular interest in developing revolutionary products in eye care. And she is today going to take us through how can virtual reality VR be incorporated into optometry, and how can optometrists play a role in incorporating these available and modifiable tools into the practice. So welcome, ma'am, onto our platform, and let me just leave the screen time to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Fakrudin, for the introduction, and very, very happy to see that people are joining even before 6:30, and people are waiting to join. And nice to see this culture. Every week there is some session, and it's not an easy job. And for one session, we know how preparing it. So you're conducting it every week. That's really a great work that you're doing for Optometry. Congratulations to OOLS for this, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. So today I'll be talking on virtual reality in optometry. So before we go to the session, virtual reality in optometry, so I would like to see that have you ever heard of virtual reality, or is the first time that you are listening about virtual reality? So just a quick poll, whether have you already heard of virtual reality?
We have about
Yeah.
75% of attendees who probably
Okay.
are aware of virtual reality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for this poll. Thank you for the response, audience. Okay, so it's nice to see that you're already aware of the virtual reality. So in my perception, the virtual reality is going to change a lot of things in optometry. So I was just working on one device based on virtual reality. So we all know the Humphrey Visual Field Analyzer, that it's a bulky device, and we worked on it, and it is like weighing less than 1 kg. It's a portable virtual reality perimeter now. And now I have a patent on virtual reality based device, and I'm working on developing this. So it's very, very interesting. So in my perception, virtual reality is very, very interesting, and what a conventional test cannot do can be done with the virtual reality. So I will just take you to to the experience of virtual reality. So I will be just sharing this video, so you can see, you can just get a glimpse of how it is going to experience, the what kind of experience that it is going to give you. Because the moment you are wearing your headset, that means you are not able to hear the external noises. No, this is the whole world. Similarly, visually, this is virtual reality is visually it is going to block your eyes, and the entire world is going to be what you're going to see inside, and you are going to be totally away from the external world. So because of this, it creates an immersive experience, and you forget your the real world and you just go immerse into it. So just it's a few seconds video to understand how you experience virtual reality. Okay, so this is how it's going to be so immersive. That means you are into this world. So we can do many things. No, you can take the children to historical places. You can take them to different palaces for teaching history. It can be made very interesting. So you can teach them eye-hand coordination. So there are many things that are possible because you are taking them to a different world. So what is not possible that you can bring it physically? For example, a patient is admitted in a hospital and he's not seen the outside world for many days. Psychologically, to improve their feel, you can give a feel of the world around. So there are many things that are possible with the virtual reality. There is endless scope, and it is a right time that nobody has started this kind of thing. So if you start this, you will be the first player in this field, and always as a first player there is an advantage. So you will become the expert in this field, and you will be able to teach the others. So the applications can be endless. So just to give an example, so you can do a low vision device using virtual reality. We can make binocular. In case of binocular vision, it can be therapy or it can be testing. Simple Fourier testing can be done using virtual reality. So there are endless possibilities. Now, currently it is not available, but what I am saying is it's possible that you can make a device based upon this virtual reality. These calculations, all that I'm going to take you can teach them anatomy. So the way you're teaching anatomy will be totally different with virtual reality. You can make the person travel inside the optic nerve and take them till the brain. So all that is possible. So as I mentioned you already, so this rehabilitation, like eye-hand coordination, walking, somebody has got any the cerebral injury, or people spinal injury and all. They need a lot of walking training. So in those cases, you can do this. And the sports vision, obviously, the catching training, all that is possible. When you really have to do a catching training, so you have to throw the ball very fast, and it is every time it is not possible in the physical world. Sometimes the ball comes at 130 kilometer per hour speed. So this kind of setup will be very, very advantageous for you to do the training in virtual space. After that, we can take the candidate to the real space, so that you will save a lot of time, effort. Even the Air Force training is happening. So in this, they're saving millions of dollars in the training. You have to really go up and fly. Instead you are doing it in the virtual space. So this is going to be saving you a lot of time and effort and money. So we see that a lot of scope is there in this virtual space. So now can we quickly go into this poll? Have you ever used any mobile apps based on virtual reality? So it's nice to see this. More than around 40% of the people have already used it. Okay. So happy to see that you have used it. Okay. So just to get the experience, so initially before, when I worked on the virtual reality device, I just wanted to experience what is virtual reality. Simply I downloaded many VR apps and VR devices, and I just experienced it myself. And I used it as a teaching tool for my daughter. So it gives a lot of enthusiasm for the children, to use it, and when the moment they see the actual space or actual thing that is happening, they become really enthusiastic about it. So for educational purposes, for a lot of mobile apps are available. So what we can do is, you can just go to the Play Store, Google Play Store, and VR mobile apps that you can click on. So we will get a lot of educational apps. Mostly you are getting a lot of educational apps and gaming apps mainly. So people mainly think that this virtual reality is for the gaming purpose. So the application of virtual reality in optometry is not yet explored widely. So we are seeing one or two devices coming up. It has to come up in a big way. That's my dream, that we have to bring all the testings into virtual reality. So coming to the terminology, so we call it as head mounted display. So what he is wearing is the HMD. So the abbreviation is head mounted display. So he can just wear it, and you are seeing it, what he is wearing, and he is totally into the other world. Now we will see what is there, what are the components inside this head mounted display. So this is how it appears inside. Okay, in a basic device. Okay, so in advanced devices you have a lot of other features like localization and orientation thing, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, so that according to your orientation it's going to show you where you're going. All that is there. Okay, for a basic head mounted display, you'll be seeing this. You have a septum, no, which divides. So there is the moment you wear the virtual reality device, there is no dissociation required. Okay, for example, you go for a Maddox rod test. Maddox rod test, the Maddox rod itself dissociates, right? You use red and green filter for rod test. So for all these, why are we using this? No, you want to actually dissociate. So the greatest advantage of virtual reality device is, no, it is already dissociated. So you need not put any filter to dissociate the eyes. So it is, the septum is there, it's going to dissociate, and you're going to see the display. So that's a big advantage in case of binocular vision related tests. And what we see here is a display. Okay, it can be a mobile, or it can be just a display specifically designed for virtual reality. And what we are seeing here is a convex lens. Always we have a convex lens in a virtual reality device, right? So now we will see the optics, how it works. Okay, so what we are keeping this device or the display or the mobile here in this, and we have a place to keep this mobile, and we can cover it across. Okay, and once you cover, so the other side, it's appearing like this. No, this is a place where we keep our display. So this is a simple cardboard system that I'm showing. There are advanced virtual reality devices. So what we are seeing, so this is just the other side, no? So this is where the viewer's eye is going to be there, and they are going to see the virtual world. So I'm just showing from the another angle how it's going to appear. So now we will go to this optics. Okay, so as we have seen this, all of us have studied in our optics, geometrical optics in optometry curriculum. So we have seen how image formation happens in case of a convex lens. We know different conditions and all that we studied. Okay, so always we see that in case of convex lenses, the image is formed on the other side. It's inverted most of the time, right? So in only one condition, we see an erect image. So hope you all remember that your basic optics. So it is, you see this last condition. Okay, it's only one condition where if you keep any object in front of the focus. So in all these cases, the object is kept any point away from the focus. Okay, so in only one case, if you keep the object in front of the focus, you will be getting a virtual erect image, right? Okay, so this is what we are seeing. There's only one condition where we get a virtual erect image. So what we are seeing here is the AB is the object is kept in front of the focus. Only when you keep the object in front of the focus, we are going to get a erect and virtual image, right? So now I'm just correlating this optics with what we have seen in this in this previous image, right? So yeah, so this one, right? So now what we have to do is keep this mobile display in front of the focus of this lens. Okay, so again going back to this slide, right? Okay, so that means this is the viewer's eye. This is the convex lens used in the virtual reality headset. And this is the mobile display or any other display here. Okay, so this display has to be kept in front of the focus. For example, if this convex lens is 5 diopters, that means focal length is 20 centimeters. So that means this object has to be kept at any distance less than 20 centimeters from the convex lens. Okay, so this is a concept. And if you just know this concept, you can just make as many virtual reality headsets as possible. But what people mainly think is the virtual reality headsets are no, it's just made and you can just have to buy it and use it. So I just want to break this. No, we can. I have even spoken to some of the engineering students, engineering experts and all. So they think that in virtual reality is just made. No, so I was just explaining custom made, because in optometry we cannot use the virtual reality headsets which are available in the market. Nowadays we are getting in the market. If you go to Amazon, you will be getting a various virtual reality devices with various features for gaming and other for viewing movies, etc. But for optometry, I am talking about custom make virtual reality headset. So we can custom make. I want to do a Watford dot test. I want to do a diplopia charting with virtual reality. So I can make a custom made virtual reality headset for my purpose, right? For whatever I need in my clinic in optometry. So that is what I am talking here. So the custom made virtual reality headset is always possible. So what we are seeing here is, I've just put this formula, which we already know, we have already studied it in our optics. So this formula, so V is the image distance where we are going to get this image, and U is the object distance where we keep this display here, and F is the focal length. So we just substitute here and we will be getting this V value. Okay. For example, you want for a particular test, you want to do a test where the image should be forming at 1 meters. So what do you do here? So you put 1 meter here in the place of V. Okay, and then adjust your U and F. Anyway, if you have selected a lens, you cannot adjust the F later. So accordingly, you adjust the U value. So accordingly, we will be getting it at 1 meters, right? So it is just very much possible for us to calculate and have a custom made design of our own. Okay, so now, is it possible to get a particular visual field? Okay, for example, I want one I want one target at this point. I want another target from a particular degree. Okay, so when I'm talking about a particular degree in my visual angle, this is how we design the perimeter, right? Okay, so in case if you are designing a perimeter, you want you want 24 degrees, you want 30 degrees, you want 10 degrees, you want 1 degree. So you want to see so what is the object size, how many degrees that you want. So you need to know how to calculate how many degrees away from this from each other. So I'll just put an example. So why I am telling you is, sorry for being so technical here, because I want you to understand that if you want a particular size, that's possible. If you want a particular distance, that's possible. If you want a particular degree, you want two different targets which are separated by 20 degrees, that's also possible, right? So everything is possible in a custom make environment. So it's not that you have to get a ready-made virtual reality headsets only. So for optometry purposes, it has to be custom made for our purpose. Okay, so now we will see how this 20 degrees. So now I want this at the so it want to subtend an angle of 20 degrees at the visual angle. So now how I am going to proceed with this? So what I'm going to do is, just so I already know the distance is a V value. Okay, so I've already calculated my U value and V value. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply it's all these calculations are very simple. So even when you're not getting the calculation, no problem. So I would just want you to understand that whatever degrees, whatever visual angle that you are looking for is possible with the virtual reality custom make settings. Okay, so I'm just explaining this. So if it is 20 degree, so what you do is just simple trigonometry, opposite side by adjacent side. So tan theta, tan 20 degree is equal to virtual reality image size. Okay, so this is a size, or this is the X value that you want to determine here. And we know the V value, so we apply it here. So with that, we can calculate its size. Okay, so we can just calculate this, right? So it's so simple like this, just a division and multiplication. So we can just calculate this size, and so now we know the virtual image size, but knowing the virtual image size will not help us. We want to know the object size, that then only I can design my software in my display, right? Okay, so with this I will apply it in this formula. So this formula also, it's very simple. All of us know image distance divided by object distance is equal to the magnification. With this I can find out the magnification. From that magnification I will apply it here. So I will apply the image size. From that I will be calculating the object size. So what I will calculate is, I will calculate what it is going to be in the display or in my object size. So it's very easy to do this. So okay, so far what we have seen is we can make a custom made virtual reality device for optometry, and we can custom make everything. We can design our own distances. The distance is possible, and the number of degrees that is separated, that can be fixed as you want. So that's also possible. So the object size means all that is possible. All that is in our hands. So we can calculate, we can design on our own. So any students who are here who want to do your own virtual reality device for your project purpose, you will be standing different from other students. So you can do your own different project. So all that is possible. Okay, so I will go to the, okay, so this is how, whatever things I have explained now, this is how a perimetry visual field is designed. So this is how it appears in a virtual environment. So whatever you're seeing it here, right? Okay, so the size of the circle is determined using this formula, and the size, the entire field, from the foveal fixation, how much it is going to be there. So all that it is determined using this formula. It's just a basic formula, so there's nothing big technical about it. So okay, so now I'm so ambitious that we need to make our own devices. Okay, but you may be feeling that why should I make the device? So I will just learn how to use it and use it. Okay, so I just want your opinion. Do you think that we need to design our own optic system, or you just want to, somebody makes it, I will just use it for my clinical purpose? So very, very happy to see this, that most of you are willing to make your own device. That's excellent.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's excellent. So this is just I wanted to know that people want to make it, or we will just use it. What is available from a multinational company or Google like company is creating. I just want to buy it and use it. But this is the right time that we also step in and make our own devices and becoming innovators. So happy to see this response. Okay, so in this case, it gives me a lot of motivation. So and if anybody is interested, we are ready to collaborate and develop our own devices. Okay. Okay, so now we will look at these benefits. What are the benefits of virtual reality devices? Why? See, I want to do a what-for dot test using virtual reality, or I can just do a virtual what-for dot test in my physical space itself. Why I should do it in the virtual space, right? So the question is coming, right? So we are seeing that a lot of benefits are there with the virtual. So there are a lot of published evidences. So if I do a test in the virtual space, this can be connected with the internet, so it can be taken at any place. The patient need not come to your office. The device can be going to the patient's home. Okay, so there is a tele eye testing model is there. So so it is it's beneficial, or even during the pandemic time, so it's beneficial for. So that is one advantage. See, the another advantage is the patient may be millions of miles away from you, so you can just still do the testing. And most importantly, the documentation is there, and you have the documented evidence, the software coding, everything takes care. So all your patient data are saved over there. So a lot of benefits over there. And this is one interesting study where I saw a case report from a Remed BV. It's a gaming virtual reality app. So this is basically now it's available in India from Vicent. Innovation system, so where we can get this. So what we are seeing here is there's a published evidence saying that, so that this has been given for people who are having poor stereopsis, and they could document that stereopsis improved significantly with this device, right? So we are seeing a lot of possibilities. So we are coming up. So the same device is coming up with a lot of other evidences, which is not yet published, but we can see that it is superior in performance in terms of the improvement that it is giving. And extra advantages, tele eye testing is there, and the child need not take a holiday from the school and come to the office. It can be done at home. So there are a lot of advantages that we are seeing here in this platform. Okay, so so I put this publication. You can download and you can read this paper. It's very interesting to see this. So so these images I have taken from this paper only, I have mentioned here. So it's very interesting that a lot of games are there, children like it. So another advantage here, you can make it, you can create it the way the child likes it, right? So so this is the Remed device only that I was talking. So this is excellent. So the children are very excited to play this, and while you are playing, your visual performances are improving. That's really interesting. So okay, so as I've already discussed, there are a lot of benefits. It's portable and it's home based, and you can do the telemedicine, and you can do the documentation and use it for the future purpose. So all these are available. So at this stage, so I'm seeing that the technology is advancing very fast. So what do you think, in another 5 years, what will be happening to the virtual reality? So is it going to replace 10% of the conventional devices, or 20%, or 50%, or 80%? So I just want your opinion. What do you feel, that is the virtual reality going to replace this existing technology, or it is or how much it's going to replace, or it's going to play a major role. Okay, so happy to see this poll. So we see a lot of people who have voted for 20%, 50%, and 80%. Very few people have voted for 10%. Thank you for your feedback, for your opinion. So it's very interesting. So that you all believe that it's going to replace the conventional devices. Yes. Okay. So whatever percentage we do not know exactly, it is going to replace very, very significantly. And it's right time that we have to learn the basics of it, basically how to use it, how to design it, and all that. So and the kind of technology that we are using for a refraction and all that, it is not very different from what happened in 1945. No, so we have not changed much in technology in case of refraction, except that auto refraction. So otherwise our subjective refraction methods are all same. So there are a lot of scope in virtual reality to change these things. I hope that it's going to happen very soon. And I myself is particularly working on one such device. So when I am able to do it, definitely people from all over the world will be able to do it. So we will be seeing significantly around 50% of the conventional devices will be replaced by the virtual reality setups. But do you think that this optometrist will be out of the place? No, right? Okay. So what will happen is the devices will not replace optometrist. So I strongly believe devices will not replace optometrist, but I strongly believe the optometrist who are capable of handling this technology will be replacing the optometrists who are not updated. So that is what I strongly believe here. So so it's very important that we are standing at the technology front. And I don't know whether you people know that the Facebook is going to totally come into virtual reality systems. So this is again going to make a big difference to the world, how this mega of Facebook is going to come. So that's going to make a lot of difference to the world, and in that case a lot of differences will be coming here in our space also, diagnostic space also. Okay, so let's see what are all the tests which are possible with virtual reality. Okay, for example, a scan, we are measuring the axial length. OCT, is it possible with the virtual reality? No. All right. What is possible with the virtual reality? Anything that the patient sees. Okay. So all the tests where the patient is seeing it and reporting to you, that can be converted into a virtual reality eye testing. Right. Okay. Just an example, HES chart. The patient is seeing it, right? Okay. But you do a OCT where the patient is not seeing it, you are seeing the patient, right? Okay, so in that case virtual reality is not possible. So all the tests which the patient sees and responding to you can be converted into virtual reality space. There are a lot of advantages. Financially also, you can you can save a lot of time by automating things. So it can financially benefit, no, when you are seeing more patients in less time, right? So that's also possible. And since a number of optometrist chat time is reduced, no, you can even increase the number of patients, and you can even reduce the your consultation fee, so that more patients will be walking in. So all that is possible. Okay, so at this stage, I'm so passionate about virtual reality, and I would like to bring it as a curriculum into the optics. Okay, so normally we study our optics, physical optics and geometrical optics. I would feel that we need to introduce into the curriculum. So, thank you so much, audience, for being such a broad-minded audience. So I'm seeing the interest. I'm so happy to see this. Okay, so our optics syllabus has been created long back. where we never knew about this virtual reality. But since our virtual reality is going to play a major role in our clinical purpose, so I think it's the right time that we need to bring this virtual reality into the optics curriculum. So I'm happy to see this very positive response we'll be working on. And no so currently I'm working on the project. Very soon I'm also doing my PhD based upon the syllabus. I'm developing syllabus. Initially I will be doing it for my PhD purpose. Later I will see how to do this in the main optometry curriculum. So okay, so happy for this positive response. Okay, so since immediately we cannot bring it into the optometry curriculum, so what we are planning is we are actually launching there is something called EOT, eye full optometric tutelage, where we are launching a comprehensive virtual reality course. I'm happy and thankful to Fakhruddin that OOLS is also supporting our initiative. So thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about this course also. This course is going to be around 30 hours as a comprehensive course. At the end of the course, you will be able to make your own virtual reality device based upon whatever test that you want to do it. So we can guide you and take you through the course. Okay, so this is the course brochure where we are going to guide you. It's an innovation based course. We are going to guide you step by step how to design your own virtual reality headset. So what you can do is you can make your own virtual reality headsets and then use it for your patients and then do a clinical trial and compare with the conventional method. So once you compare with the conventional method, and if you prove that it is giving the result as same as the conventional test, then you can start marketing it. No, it's a one way of making money, and you can have your own venture. You can do whatever you want once you do this publication. So this course, I will be personally teaching this course, and Ms. Savita will be moderating this session. So so you can contact this number 9444063243. Otherwise, the link is also posted in the chat box. You can connect through you can register in this link. So this course is going to be 26 to 30 hours of learning. And this course will have virtual reality optics, design, applications, and commercially available VR optics and VR guided project. Okay, so we will be guiding the project step by step. So we will be hand holding you in every step. So it's not, so I'm an optometrist. Being a medical person, I will be teaching you the optics of it. And so, but you also need to learn the hardware and the software aspects of it. So all that will be, so it is not going to be very technical. So it's going to be made very, very simple for optometrists for easily grasp it. And so we have engineers who will be speaking, and we have Dr. Ramesh, so who's the director of Vision Healthcare. So he will be also giving you a session. And we have people coming from IBIS Vision to talk about this. Okay, so this is going to be giving you a comprehensive the understanding of what virtual reality is. So this is so this is the entire course curriculum that we can see. These optics, design, and applications, commercially available VR applications, guided project. So with this, I end my talk. Thank you so much for being very, very enthusiastic audience. You have responded very crisply, so your polls and all. So thank you so much, and thanks Fakhruddin. If there are any questions regarding this session or regarding the course, I'd be happy to answer.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I think when we were talking about this session, we also planned that this is going to be kind of an introduction of the full-fledged course, because it's not something which you can learn within 30-45 minutes. it's something which you need somebody to hold your hand and teach you across, and that is exactly what ma'am is going to do with you, with the batch or with the cohort, on how people are going to be guided on what you have the knowledge about. So that's really going to be very interesting, and if you are interested, so thank you so much ma'am for sharing that introduction and session, and also details about the course as well. First question is, any idea about what's going to happen? Is VR going to take or be useful in low vision as well? Any thoughts about this?
Yes, VR can be used in low vision. So I have not worked it as a project, but I have just done some few experiments and it's giving excellent magnification. But if the patient doesn't mind the cosmetic look of it, yes, it can be used. But in all the low vision devices, we see that the cosmetically it is not very much desirable. But the same disadvantage is going to be here also. But it is possible to get a very good magnification in VR. Yes.
Okay. All right. And there's another question which connects through this low vision as well. So, will it be useful in testing, or will it be useful in terms of checking patients with low vision? Because we understand that you need that magnification. The vision is poor. Have you come across anything in your experiments using about the evaluation part?
Okay, so the question is, so can I use VR for evaluation, right?
Evaluation,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So yes, can be done. I have not tried it, but when you are asking this question, I'm just getting this thought. Whenever we test this low vision patient, that we face this problem, the vision is poorer than 6/60, we go for a different chart and all that.
Yeah.
So we can have a calculated sizes and all that, so we can give a very high magnification where we can examine. And yes, with the magnification part, you can utilize it for examination, how well they are performing, and we can give a virtual world of with high magnification. We can see that how the patient is performing, and we can also understand, for this particular magnification they are performing this way. So and accordingly we can plan. Not a VR can be prescribed, so we can prescribe something else, but as a magnification thing, we can definitely use it.
Great. Yeah. And I think after the talk, people are now started to think very out loud. There are a couple of interesting questions, the use of VR for myopia control and sports vision. So any thoughts? Have you thought about it? Do you think it is possible in any sense, in myopia control and sports vision? That's another interesting aspect which people are thinking.
Okay. So this myopia control, I've not thought of anything about this. There are no thoughts, but now what I'm thinking is, anyway the students are into the online education, where they are holding the mobile at a very close distance, like 30 centimeters, 40 centimeters. No, even when you advise them, they are holding it very close. And if we make everything into VR system, and the distance is fixed, okay, so now there is nothing like they hold it close or far. No, maybe you can set it at 2 meters or 3 meters, like this. So it's fixed. So this way I think it can be used in myopia control, in case if the student, if the child wants some mobile kind of thing that they got used to it, that you can just take away the mobile from the hand, give this VR system, so your distance is fixed. So this way I think we can work, and it's a good interesting question. I will work on it. Anything else is possible.
Yeah. Anything on sports vision, or probably
Yes.
sports vision training, if I may put it that way?
Yeah, so sports vision is definitely possible. Already people have worked on it, and there are published evidences also for the sport vision. It's definitely possible. And it is like, as I already mentioned in my talk, if a person is facing a ball which is coming very fast, maybe in the training period, no, the cricketers, when in the training period, so during the training, the the speed of the ball is fixed, not very fast, right? Okay, so, but when you are actually on the ground, you see that ball is coming very fast. So you cannot actually get that similar experiences. And we have this cricket for cricketers, so there's now nobody needs to bowl it. There is a machine where it automatically bowls. So even that speed is very, very limited. Okay, but when we actually do that very high speed, like 130 kilometers per hour, so this kind of speed, when it comes, it is going to injure you, right? Okay, initially when you are not properly trained as a sports person. So this virtual environment is really safe. So you can just throw the ball, any number of ball, at any speed. So all that is software controlled. So very, very safe, and it's superb. And if you are developing anything like for catching training or something, you will be getting crores of money, right? So if you're training any cricketer, say that you will not miss your catch after we are training, then he's definitely going to pay you, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of things needs to be explored, and
Yes. Yeah.
and I think the
So
most important thing is the occupational hazard or sports related
mm,
hazard can be all minimized, and you can control a lot of things by the application and the software. Yeah. Okay, one more question, which is again very interesting in terms of the VR, because we do have a lot of VR devices and commercially available as well, but there is a huge difference in the cost factor. So, what element decides the cost? Is it something related to the hardware, software, or what exactly is the base of deciding the cost? Why they
yeah.
are significantly different?
Yes. So this, as I told you, some of the devices, there is a space where you insert your mobile phone, right? So in that case, it is also no cost along with the mobile phone, right? Okay, so there is just a space is given, you can insert your mobile phone. So that is going to be like cheapest, maybe around 1,000 rupees, right? Okay, so there are some systems where you need not insert your mobile phone, where there is a custom made display available here in that, and the custom made apps are available there. So you don't do anything with this, you just buy it and play with this. So that's going to be expensive for the display, and for the software and the app, everything together, that's going to cost you that way. Okay, so there is something interesting here coming up, is the immersion effects, right? So these companies want to immerse you into this, so that you totally forget about the entire world. So in certain cases where when you are getting a walking training, so you are walking. So when you're walking, maybe you turn your head this way. So when you turn your head, so the entire scene should be different. When you look down, the scene should be different. When you look up, the scene should be different. Okay, but how does the VR system know whether you are turning down or up or left, or how does it know? It has got the sensors. So these sensors are telling you whether you are looking up or down. So there are three different sensors. So I'm not going deep into it now, but they are mainly X axis, Y axis, and Z axis. So three different sensors. So it will just tell you with respect to X axis, where are you looking? So with respect to Y axis, where are you looking? So all these additional features, all these additional sensors, that is going to give you immersive effect. So that is going to cost you more. So I would say that the more immersive it is, more expensive it is. Yes.
All right, great. And another question is, anything in terms of helping patients to, when we are, prescribing any therapies and all of that, would an eye care professional, an optometrist, monitor what patient is doing through the VR device? So is that also possible?
Yes, excellent question. I would like to congratulate for this superb Prathamesh Sachin. Sorry. It's a beautiful question. So this is again another biggest advantages of VR. So and see, this eye tracking technology is not new. We already have this eye tracking technology. So it is in this virtual reality headset itself, we can insert an eye tracking technology, and we will be able to monitor what the patient is doing it. So one such example is, when the Air Force, I already mentioned about the Air Force training. So people are using it for the Air Force training. So they are wearing it and they're using it. So the entire training is done. During the training, so they have this eye tracking control over there. So they are monitoring. So if they are finding out they are sleepy, or they are or how fast they are going, so with that, according to the speed of the learning, though they are increasing or decreasing the pace of giving them more training, right? So all this is already experimented in Air Force training, but not yet done into optometry. Since it is already there, we can explore it in optometry also. So great question. Yeah.
Okay. A couple of more questions now. This is again something to do with practice, and if you have any experience, because once we start using these head-mounted virtual reality displays, have you seen an increase in terms of myopia, dry eyes, headaches, or any other ocular visual problems because you are constricted to that zone? So anything you have observed?
Yeah, I understand your question. So as far as my experience is concerned, I have worked on a perimetry device. So where we have tested around 3,000 patients with a VR perimeter. So we compared it with the Humphrey Visual Field Analyzer. So during this experiment, so out of 3,000 patients, we have never come across anybody who is complaining of dry eye or headaches or anything. So they just enjoyed the thing. So, and one more advantage that we saw is in the Humphrey Visual Field Analyzer, it's so big and the patient has to go forward and then put their head into it. So that normally they get neck pain, and people who are having back pain, they used to suffer with the conventional system. But using the VR, they feel very, very comfortable. They say very happily, this is very good. So that is there. But do we get a dry eye, headache, and all that? So again, it again depends. I have done a clinical test. So, but in case of gaming, where the children are using it uncontrolled, so there are chances that they might get dry eye or headache. So these kind of things I have not yet tested. I have seen in some of the literature which is saying that some people get not headache. Some people get nausea. So they do not know where they are. Okay, so in that case, they get some giddiness and nausea. But this clinical testing, right now we do it for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, nothing will happen. But when there's so much of immersiveness and they forget where they are, and they get some giddiness and nausea. This also I saw it in literature. So again, any over usage is problem only. So I think so if there is over usage, these things will be there. But will it lead to myopia? We do not know. And I see that it is not 30 centimeters or 40 centimeters. It is around 1 meter or 2 meters, depending upon the device that you're using. So the patient is actually looking at 1 meter or 2 meters. But even that for a very long time. So we do not know the incidences of myopia, how it occurs. So need a lot of research in this area. Yes.
Yeah. So just to add on, a couple of my colleagues did a study comparing the use of VR on accommodation and also FORIA.
Okay.
And I think what you said is very true. When they compared it, they asked the patient to use the VR and play the games using the VR headset for if I'm not mistaken, is about 20 to 30 minutes. And longer duration, of course, as you say, overuse would have a problem. But if you are looking at a testing procedure, when we are creating the device, we can create in a way that it's not so long to also get them onto the device. But again, longitudinal studies and more work has to be done to see about myopia and dry eyes and all of that. So it's not something which the patient is going to use on regular basis, like every day at this point of time. We are just thinking about creating some device to do some eye examination, if I may say, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. Let's take last two questions before we end. One is on the color deficiency or patients having trouble with color vision. So do you think that would be a barrier, or do you think there would be some different setting, because we are talking about VR with colors?
Okay. So it again depends upon what is the goal of the device. Okay. So in case if they are for a gaming experience, yes, no, it's going to be problem for the patients, and there are no different settings as far as I know. Maybe we can work on it in future. So and when we are using it as a clinical purpose, so we and depending upon whatever is the test that we are going to use, accordingly we will have to use it. And if there is but is it possible to change the settings? Yes, definitely possible. It's very easy to change it, so it's all controlled by software thing. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, right. I thought I remember playing a game on VR, and you have a setting, color
Okay.
vision or colorblind, right? So you can change the
Yeah.
software in the game and you can do
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah. Okay, one more question. Again, it relates to the usage, and at times when it comes to people who are using VR, they complain of headache, nausea, and aesthetopic symptoms. But as we saw when you explained the optics, the accommodation is ideally relaxed when it comes to the projection of the stimulation, because it's at optical infinity. How does this convergence and accommodation gets balanced? Is there something which we have to do to make sure that is balanced, or anything you would like to comment on accommodation versions relation to VR?
Yes, actually, when we have this virtual reality head mounted device, it is maybe around 12 centimeters or 15 centimeters maximum, right? But
Mhm.
so are they looking at 15 centimeters? No, no, they are actually looking at 1 meter or 2 meters where they are using it. But definitely it is not optical infinity. It is not infinity, because all these virtual reality devices are mostly it is designed to be at 1 meters or 2 meters, so not beyond 2 meters also. Okay, so I am working on something to project it at 6 meters, so currently in my device. So we have to say that the patient is accommodating or converging for 1 meter or 2 meters. So how is it balanced? I believe that, so with my experience, I believe that they are accommodating for that virtual image, not for the 15 centimeters. They are accommodating for the for that virtual image, which is going to be at 2 meters, right? So but the proximal accommodation is going to come and play. The patient is psychologically aware that it is very close, and are they going to increase the accommodation is again a question which I do not know. This has to be answered by proper research only. So right now we believe that it is the patient is accommodating or converging for 2 meters. And is there any fluctuation in accommodation due to that psychological awareness that it is 15 centimeters away from the eye? So this has to be explored by proper research. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I think with that, thank you so much for that wonderful session and wonderful sharing, I would say, because this is something which is really new. It's something which is kind of a new innovation, and things are moving in that direction. Like 2 years before, we didn't know we would be on Zoom learning like this. VR is going to be very, very coming up into the market, and things will get there. And as ma'am was saying, why should we lag behind in optometry? If we can use the technology, we can definitely help our patients in a lot of ways, which is possible, right? So with
So,
that, yeah.
and I would also thank the audience for being so interactive, for being so active. Thanks, OOLS. Yeah, you can close the session.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for that wonderful thought. Thank you so much, everyone. Merry Christmas. I know it was yesterday, but just wishing everyone Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next year. So a very happy New Year to everyone. See you next year in 2022. Take care, be safe, and enjoy the festive season. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah.